The dinner was supposed to be routine. Not celebratory, not tense. Just one of those gatherings that exists because no one wants to be the first to stop showing up. The table was too full. Plates overlapped. Conversations overlapped too, circling safely around work, weather, and who had gained or lost weight since last year. I had learned my role early. Be reliable. Be agreeable. Handle logistics when asked. Don't expect much in return. That understanding had never been spoken, but it had shaped everything. Where I sat, how often I was interrupted, which decisions I was consulted on, and which I wasn't. My grandfather cleared his throat halfway through dessert. He didn't do it gently. "What the hell?" he said, his voice louder than necessary, sharp enough to cut through the room. "I've sent you $1,500 every damn month." At first, I smiled reflexively, the way you do when an older relative starts a sentence that sounds like it might be a joke or a misunderstanding. Then I realized everyone else had gone very still. "I'm sorry," I said. "What are you talking about?" He looked genuinely confused by my confusion. That hurt more than the accusation itself. "For 5 years," he said. "Every month. I wanted to make sure you were taken care of." I felt something hollow open in my chest. 5 years. I did the math without trying. That kind of calculation becomes automatic when money has always been something you track carefully. "I've never received anything like that," I said. My voice sounded calm, almost detached, which surprised me. My mother stared down at her plate. My sister suddenly found something fascinating on her phone screen, though it was dark. The lawyer, who I hadn't even realized was there as anything other than a polite guest, set down his fork. "Perhaps this is a good moment," he said, not unkindly. To clarify, he reached into his briefcase and removed a thin folder. The sound of paper sliding against paper felt too loud. He turned it so it faced me, then pushed it gently across the table. Bank statements. Clean. Methodical. Each month marked. The same amount. The same destination account. My name was on the memo line. The account number was not mine. I didn't look up right away. I didn't need to. The room had changed temperature. You can feel that kind of shift before you understand it. These were deposited into an account managed by your parents. The lawyer said, carefully neutral, with subsequent transfers to your sister's account for household expenses. Household expenses. I finally looked up. My father's face had gone red in that way that isn't anger but exposure. My mother looked small, folded inward. My sister still hadn't lifted her eyes. No one spoke. In that silence, I felt something unexpected, not rage, not humiliation. It was the sudden, irreversible rearrangement of memory. Moments I had shrugged off. Times I had been told there wasn't money for this or that. The way my concerns were always postponed, minimized, reframed as impatience. I realized how thoroughly I had trusted them not to do this. My grandfather didn't shout. He didn't accuse. His disappointment was quieter than his initial outburst, and somehow heavier. "I asked for transparency," he said. "This is not transparency." The lawyer nodded once, as if receiving a cue. "Effective immediately," he said. "All discretionary transfers will be suspended. Any future support will be administered directly with full oversight." That was it. No threats. No drama. Just procedure. The control my family had exercised so casually, by deciding what I needed, what I could wait for, what I should be grateful for, ended in that moment. Not because I demanded it. Because someone with recognized authority said it was over. Dinner ended shortly after. Not formally. People just began standing, collecting coats, avoiding eye contact. My mother touched my arm as she passed me. "We were going to tell you," she said quietly. I nodded. I didn't ask when. In the days that followed, there were messages. Explanations framed as concern, as necessity, as protection. I read them all once and didn't respond. What surprised me most was not the betrayal, but how clean the aftermath felt. There was grief, yes, but also clarity. I no longer had to negotiate my worth inside their version of events. The numbers existed. The records existed. The silence had done the rest. I didn't confront my sister. I didn't ask for apologies. I didn't need restitution beyond what had already been decided. At the next family gathering, months later, No one mentioned money. They spoke to me more carefully, less dismissively, as if recalibrating around a fact they could no longer ignore. Trust didn't return, it wasn't supposed to. But dignity did, quietly, without celebration.